Everyone remembers the Lion King video game, right? Beautiful visuals, awesome animation, the nostalgia, but a lot of us also remember how this game absolutely destroyed us. I recently did a playthrough of this game and it was absolutely brutal. This cute Disney cartoon turned into a platforming game, made so many players lose their mind. Today we're talking about why The Lion King is one of the most rage-quit games of the 16-bit era, why it felt impossible to be as a kid, and how a game based around one of the most iconic Disney characters truly tested your sanity. Now just a quick note for clarity, this video focuses on the SNES version of the game. There is also a Sega Genesis version, but my playthrough was all on the SNES, so all the footage shown here is going to be from that version of the game. First off, this game was a massive commercial hit. It released in 1994 and rode the wave of the immensely successful Disney's The Lion King movie. It sold 1.27 million copies in the United States alone and 4.5 million copies worldwide. That being said, this was another one of those games that looked cute and friendly, but that was the trap. When parents saw this game on the retail shelves, it looked like the perfect game for their kids. One would think, as this was a Disney game, right? It even felt that way when you started playing it and got that awesome music with the vibrant colors. You're hopping on enemies, you're learning roars and feeling good about the game. You get through that first level and you're like, this ain't so bad, right? But then you hit the next stage, the dreaded, infamous level 2. And you realize this game wasn't made for kids, it was made for suffering. This is where so many people quit this game, myself included. Boom, boom, give me that 1-up. Man, if we could load up on 1-ups early in the run, that would be amazing. What? Dude, did you see that? I went right through his freaking face, that's nuts. Anyone who's played this game absolutely knows the horrors of this stage. The difficulty spike from stage 1 to stage 2 is completely absurd. The first level literally lures you into a false sense of security, thinking the game was gonna be a breeze. Here in stage 2 is where you realize the difficulty of the floaty gameplay mechanics, how the enemies hit super hard, and how the smallest of mistakes is punished immediately. How many of us had to play this level over and over and over while the rhinos humiliated us with their butts? I can't tell you how many times I died trying to learn the timing of that stinking ostrich jump. Duck. At least it tells you when you gotta duck and jump. It's real hard to see what's coming up sometimes. The double jump. The infamous double ostrich jump. Jump. Oh, that was a double jump. Is that the double jump? Oh, dude. It's really hard. Oh, see, I jumped. And how about those dreaded monkeys? First of all, I didn't know when I was playing this that you had to roar at these guys to turn them around. Even though at the beginning of the level, it clearly tells you to roar at the monkeys. But then on top of that, you have to match them all the correct way while they toss you around like a ragdoll, so that way you can get thrown in the right direction to progress the level. It's all completely trial and error. So many players didn't get past this point in the game. There's no gradual learning curve. You go from welcome to the Pride Lands to welcome to hell in about 5 minutes. When you're jumping at Simba, there's a slight delay. That tiny jump delay is enough to send you straight into a pit. Grabbing ledges felt really inconsistent in this game as well, so like when you're jumping and you're trying to jump to a ledge, you think you would have to jump like right into the middle of it, but you actually have to like jump at the tip or like at this weird angle so that way you can grab on. Okay, jump on it. Dude, he's not grabbing it. You have to do it backwards. That's so awkward, dude. Run past that hyena. Dude! Also, when enemies hit you, they'll knock you backward, and that could mean instant death depending on how close you are to a pit. And other times you might just fall right through the floor. I just fell through the floor. This game demands pixel perfect precision. I cannot stress enough how perfect your timing must be. But just because this is a really hard game doesn't make it a bad game by any means. This game absolutely looks magical. Like I said earlier, the colors are vibrant and beautiful. The soundtrack's freaking amazing. It does a great job of portraying what happened and what was a lot of kids' favorite Disney movie of that era. And just like any old school really hard retro game, once you get past this thing and you start beating levels that you were struggling on, man, it always feels rewarding to do. Oh man. We got it! So at least this game does have checkpoints, but if you lose all your lives and end up losing to continue, you'll have to start the level all the way from the very beginning. We're all the way back. Alright, we gotta do all that log jumping again. And unlike Echo the Dolphin that gave you infinite lives, or a password, or Ghosts and Goblins that gave you unlimited lives and continues, this game does not. Dude, man. I don't want to do that all over again. All the way back. And if you use them all, Simba is taking his anus all the way back to the Pride Lands and you're doing it all over again. You miss a jump, do it all over again. A bat knocks you into the lava, do it all over again. A boulder comes rolling down, hits you once, do it all over again. This game shows you absolutely no freaking mercy. What is it with all these Disney games that were supposed to be kid friendly that ended up just being really hard and infuriating? I mean, you name it, Aladdin, Toy Story, The Jungle Book, and the list goes on and on and on. I wonder if a lot of kids just ended up hating Disney after playing half of these games. But to be fair, as this game is on the shorter side and you start doing these levels over and over and over, you'll start to get the hang of them as your memorization kicks in for all the levels. Just like any other games from this era, The Lion King was designed to be hard on purpose because the developers didn't want kids beating it as a rental. Does that remind anybody of a certain game? Yeah, we're looking at you, Echo. But to be fair, beating hard games like this just feels so good and rewarding at the end. There's a certain adrenaline I get when a game with this type of difficulty has finally been conquered. Oh my god! Finally! So at the end of the day, even if you quit or bounced off The Lion King, you still remember it. The music, the animation, and maybe even a certain level that was burned into your brain that you played over and over and over. But if you rage quit as a kid, you weren't alone. Most of us did. Sometimes the games we never finish are the ones we remember most.